play. Draymond Green! And the Warriors have the lead. 2-point lead. Draymond Green gets away with the travel. They had just called a travel on LeBron and then don't call one on Draymond. That seems backwards. LeBron then misses badly, but Davis is there with the offensive rebound. Lakers back within 2. Davis had 17 in the game. This was the big shot. Up by 2. Curry finally gets free, throwing 2 guys at him all night long. He was only 3 of 12 shooting 3. LeBron at the buzzer for the win. Goes begging.
Kevin Durant, James Harden pair scoring or assisting on 208 of the Nets' 247 points in the 2 games they've played together. Both of those W's. According to Elias, they are the first teammates ever to each score 30 or more points in each of their first 2 games together with a franchise. So far, the thing's working. We'll see what happens when they throw some Kyrie Irving into that mix as well.
Stephen A., you got to be pretty excited about this Brooklyn team. What did you learn from that one game alone about Harden's arrival?
Well, I learned that the Brooklyn Nets are going to the NBA Finals with or without Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving may be the determining factor in winning the chip, but they won't need him to get to the finals. All you need is for him not to be a distraction. I don't care whether he's a distraction or not. James Harden and Kevin Durant going to the finals. I don't see anybody stopping them. It's just that simple. And did you see KD? Did you see him? I recall sitting on this set with a guy by the name of Max Kellerman, Maximilian, I don't know, Maximus, whatever, Maximus, whatever the hell his name is. Okay, I recall sitting and I said, yo, I understand the stuff about the Achilles, but this is not a dude whose game is predicated on his athleticism. He's a sniper who's 6'11", with a 7'6" wingspan and ball handling skills. There's nothing you can do to him in his sleep. He will average 25. Well, guess what? I was wrong. He's averaging 30. Okay, I was wrong. He's averaging 30, okay? On 54% shooting and 48% from three-point range in his first 10 games back from an Achilles tear after an 18-month layoff. He's averaging 30. Yeah. He ain't even getting warmed up yet. And so now you got Harden in there. Yeah. And Harden, with his ability to pass the ball, with questioning his, he dribbles the ball, whatever. Harden will pass. Harden will accumulate assists. And we know what he can do point-wise, particularly one-on-one. Lord have mercy. Brooklyn going to the finals. Brooklyn is going to the finals. That's all I do. That's what I learned.
Well, first of all, KD, actually, one of the remarkable things about him so far is his athletic ability, his athleticism, as it were, doesn't look affected at all. He looks like the same guy. He's had an amazing recovery. Let me say this. They still have a fighting chance to get to the finals with Harden and without Kyrie. That we know, but I can't say, they're definitely going to the finals without Kyrie. And this is why, Stephen A. The Harden move accomplished a couple things. It was a muscular move, right? It did more than one thing at one time. It was a hedge against Kyrie imploding or not being available because you brought in a superstar that gives you a premium at the highest level, even above Kyrie or almost everyone in the NBA, to pair with a guy even better than him in KD. And that could make up for a lack of depth, which didn't used to be the problem when the season started. First, the Dinwiddie injury. Then they trade LeVert and Allen, and then LeVert has some scary medical news, some kind of a growth on his kidney. You hope he's okay. But there are 3 guys of their 6 best players who aren't there. Look, that's 3 out of a nice starting 5. LeVert and Dinwiddie, kind of quasi all-star level, and Allen, who's very good. They're all gone. So to make up for that, they got, counterintuitively, instead of looking for more depth to fill it in, they said, no, we're going to go high end to make up for it. They bring in Harden. What Harden showed with KD is, he can play with KD easy, and they're going to be really good. But that's 2 guys they have now. They don't have any of their other best players, including maybe Kyrie. So because of how thinned out the team is, in order to bring on Harden, partly as a hedge against Kyrie's absence, you actually really do need 2 things. For Kyrie to be there for those guys, so it's 3 stars, and for Kyrie not to gum up the works, not to throw a monkey wrench into everything, because Harden and KD seem to know how to play together.
Oh, Max Kellerman, why don't you just tell the truth to the American people? You holding on to Milwaukee, bro? I mean, you wrong 2 years in a row. You said that you went from Giannis being the best player in the world to number 5 over a weekend. And then this in the bubble, you picked them to beat Miami. You were wrong about those two things. Is that what this is about, Max? You holding on hope because they got Drew Holiday and they still kept Middleton and they got Giannis, the Greek freak. Are you still holding on to Milwaukee coming out of the East? Is that what this is all about? You going for the 3 strikes and you're out?
I'd rather.
How much you love baseball?
I would much rather Brooklyn come out of the East. A New York team that's not the Knicks playing for a championship against the Lakers probably would be amazing. I'm not holding on to Milwaukee. I'm just saying it's going to take more than 2 guys.
Yeah, 2 guys. Defensively, offensively, they don't need anything but those 2. It's like that.
Yeah, I'm just sad I can't go to games.
You will be. I think you will be by the time July rolls around.
Hopefully soon. Last year I went to a few.
By the time June, July rolls around, you'll be able to go.
That was a lot of fun. I hope so. All right, we'll leave it.
Floor. So he's here with us on SportsCenter to talk about what he saw in the Nets win over the Bucks. And Timmy, after 2 games with James Harden, offense meshes nice. How is it that it meshes so nice with this team?
Yeah, well, first, it's seamless with Harden and Durant because Durant scores so easily and efficiently. He doesn't really get his flow interrupted by James Harden. So now you've got 2 of the best offensive players in NBA history. And Harden, his ability to control the basketball and draw multiple guys to him and his passing ability out of that, John, is really just going to make this team almost unguardable at times. And we'll take a look at some examples from this one. You know, the way that he can get defenses to overcommit to him. Is special. And this is a perfect example. 2 guards, that should just be a switch on that ball screen, but because it's Harden, you get 2 guys miscommunicate. They linger a little bit longer than they normally would. Joe Harris just runs to an open spot for an easy shot. Here in transition, 4 white shirts, all eyes on Harden, flow to that side of the floor, and you forget about a guy like Kevin Durant. Easiest basket he's going to get maybe all season, and then he wins one-on-one matchups. This is Drew Holiday, one of the best defensive guards in the league. Can't keep him in front. He gets to the backline defender, Bobby Portis, and now it's an easy dunk for DeAndre Jordan. Just his ability to be able to control possessions. It's unlike any other player in the league. Now in Houston, it was really him every trip. And then you put 4 3-point shooters around him. This is a little bit different now because he draws guys, and when that ball gets swung and now it ends up in the hands of Kevin Durant against a rotating defense or guys closing out and their space, forget it. It's impossible to stop them. So I'm just really impressed 2 games in to how easily these 2 guys have meshed together, and the impact of James Harden is undeniable. The guy's just simply one of the best offensive players at creating offense this league has ever seen, and Brooklyn's now seen it for their first 2 games with him.
All right, I've been reviewing the rules. You got KD and you have Harden. You add Kyrie, that's 3. You get 5. I think this is the Joe Harris question, right? How do you fit in the new look Nets rotation if you're not one of those big 3?
I texted a buddy tonight, how much would I like to be Joe Harris right now? The guy's not going to take a contested shot all season. It's amazing to be him and living in that world because he's got one of the best strokes in the league already, and now he's in a situation where there's just not enough defenders to find him. If he just stays active, he's going to get all the looks he wants. DeAndre Jordan is a perfect fit at center also with his ability to screen and dive, and even like a guy like Jeff Green who can play some power forwards for you defensively and take some of the pressure off of KD, but then can step out and space the floor with his 3-point shooting. So I think they've got perfect complementary parts around these 2 guys. Here's the problem. It's not just these 2 guys. You're going to be incorporating Kyrie Irving into the mix, John, and I just don't know, watching that game tonight, how that is possible to incorporate a guy that dribbles the ball that much, that's that dribble dominant, and now you're going to start to affect this flow that I'm talking about that they've had for 2 games, because I think the pieces that they have around these 2 stars are perfect to the point where you could say, I see that team getting to the finals, maybe even winning a championship. When you add Kyrie to the mix, I think it becomes a little bit more muddled. It remains to be seen, but